watching it sail. It's a grand slam. Oh my goodness, Christian Yelich, swing and a miss. He gassed him up. He blew him away. 102 miles an hour.
Breaking ball, hit high, hit deep, left center. Bye-bye baseball. The legend of Andrew Vaughn keeps growing. A grand slam. You have got to be kidding me. Flair, shallow center, base hit. Marte's being set. Here's the throw from Perkins. It is going to be in time. Game over. Blake Perkins says goodnight. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Would you like fries with that? 12 in a row for the Crew. Fly ball, left field, back, and gone again for Yelly. The Brewers lead it 9-8 in a game that should be played in the upside down.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Stomp your feet, clap your hands. You're part of the team sitting in the stands. Come see what's
We are here. We have made it. A long week. We still got a little bit of time, but we know when the Brewers are playing. We know who the Brewers are playing. And this is our Brewers playoff preview on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Gabe Neitzel, Josh DiMaggio with you today. All Brewers all the time except for Jason Wilde's segment coming up here in about 13 minutes. We still got to get some Packers in with our guy J-Dubs. But we have Lane Grindle, one of the voices of the Milwaukee Brewers, scheduled to join us, and then friend of show. She's a friend of show at this point, right?
This is her third week in a row. So if she's not a friend, we got ourselves a problem.
Brewers COO Marty Ronsky. A lot of exciting things to talk about going on around the playoffs and around everything else with the Brewers in the postseason. All right, how are we feeling? I know there was a lot of angst, people trying to figure out who they were rooting for in the Cubs-Padres series. We're getting the Cubs. For the first time ever in the postseason, it is Brewers versus Cubs. Because remember, in 2018, that was game 163. That was technically a regular season game to decide who was going to win the division back in 2018, a game, of course, that the Milwaukee Brewers won. But this is the first time that the Brewers and Cubs are going head-to-head in the postseason. How are you feeling about it? 800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and text line. But I've got a couple other things here, Joshy. We have decorated the studio, so if you want to check out all the cool different things that we have going on, check us out, the ESPN Milwaukee YouTube page. We have bobbleheads all over the place, and the Brewers sent me a bobblehead. I was not aware. I had a Bryce Terang bobblehead, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'll bring that in, help to decorate the studio. I had not opened it, Joshy. Turns out it's one of the Platinum Glove Bryce Terang bobbleheads, since he was the best defender in all of baseball last year. So we've got the Platinum version of Bryce Terang hanging out with us here in the studio.
I think I might need to...
Looks a little Silver Surfer-ish.
It does. I think I might need to put those on the desk here because you can get it in my camera. So at the break here, we'll move some of those back because, we are fully decked out in there.
We've got the Euchre Star Wars bobblehead.
There's no one in this... Oh, well, that camera isn't working, so that's not going to help us. But the other side is also all decorated.
Yeah, that camera's always got a mind of its own.
It sure does. There we go. Now we got it. I'll show you here in just a second.
Yeah, we got Bango all decked out. A couple of Giannis Brewers jerseys that have been some giveaways over the years. So we are decked out. We've got everything here in the studio because we cannot wait in the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios. We cannot wait for Brewers baseball. And so I made a run to the team store yesterday, and I got us a couple of things, Josh. So first and foremost, so we can put these on during the break as well. I got us some Brewers Eye Black. I just saw it sitting in the store, like, Joshy and I are wearing eye black tomorrow.
Guess we're wearing eye black.
And when I played in high school, and especially in Legion baseball, I was a wristband guy, so you'll get a Brewers wristband. We'll throw those on during the break.
I think I might put mine on my microphone here.
Okay, you can do that
show
too.
Off a little bit.
Do that too.
Yeah, I like
whatever
this.
you want to do. But I've got a wristband for you, so I got a couple of goodies. But then I got myself one other thing because I was inspired. Yesterday, there was a piece over at the Players Tribune, which I always kind of forget exists until like a really good piece that's tied in locally hits. If you're unfamiliar with the Players Tribune, it's a website where players, coaches, people associated with sports can write their own essays. And I don't know how they go about this, if they reached out to William Contreras, if he wanted to write this. And I know reading on the radio, we always make fun of it, but it's the only way to do this because it's a really, to me, great essay from William Contreras. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but check out ESPN Milwaukee socials. I shared it yesterday. I'm sure ESPN Milwaukee on Twitter shared it. If you don't want to do that, just Google William Contreras Players Tribune, and the article will pop up. But it's a great piece and a great reflection piece for Contreras. And he goes back to when he found out he was being traded from Atlanta to the Brewers. And in the second paragraph, he talks about being united and how when he was on the Braves team that won the World Series back in 2021, about, oh man, yeah, this is a team that just, it was united. And he uses the word unidad to describe it. And then he's traded to Milwaukee, and he's devastated. He doesn't want to go to Milwaukee. And honestly, he is now embarrassed to admit this, but I think it adds to the piece that he didn't want to come here. And he kind of took a step back. Okay, hey, what do you know about Milwaukee? And now he absolutely loves it here. Goes on to talk about how he wants to finish his career here. But for anybody who has said, hey, this team feels different and can't quite explain it, he also kind of explains that. My first season with the Brewers, it was kind of a lesson. We played well, 92 wins, champions of the division. I'm playing a lot. I'm hitting. One other thing with Milwaukee, though, it's very calm. And when you're a guy like me who's giving 200% to win, always intense, you have to kill me dead to beat me. Obviously, kill him dead to keep him out of the lineup as well. That's editorial by me. The calm can be helpful. It's balance. But I think we had some guys here in 2023 where, okay, maybe it's too calm. Because if they lose, it's not killing them. I remember Arizona beat us 2 straight in those playoffs, so we're out. I left the field. I'm crying. I'm actually crying tears. I'm feeling so responsible. But then I'm seeing guys who are leaving. It's 5 minutes after the game, and they almost look happy. One guy, he's even saying to me, yeah, now I'll go fishing. I'm like, what is this? We had to move on from that type of mindset. Something was missing to be great. And I feel like we've talked about that with Chewy before too, Joshy, where there were some guys like that in the Packers locker room before, in the 90s, before they were able to kind of graduate and move on and become the team that they became. They had to get rid of some of those guys. And I was not aware, like, this is the first I'm hearing of that. Like, there were guys like that in that Brewers clubhouse as little as 2 years ago. This was 2023. This was the first of the 3 straight division championships that they've won. And that team, it was fun. I enjoyed that team. But apparently there were some guys that William felt like needed to be weeded out in order for this team to have success.
Yeah, I was interested in that, and I immediately started trying to file through the mental Rolodex of who that could be. But the reality of it is it could be...
Oh, I'm blaming Mark Canha. Maybe it's just because he struck out with the bases loaded in Game 2, and it's completely unfair, and I'm assassinating the character of Mark Canha. But I am blaming Mark Canha.
We've learned, and I've learned through talking to a lot of the athletes that have achieved such heights that to achieve at the highest level, it's more than just we're the most talented team out there. There certainly are the odd cases where that will make a gigantic difference and be the biggest difference maker. But it takes something special every single year for that team who finds themselves at the end. We've seen and we've heard, and you see the documentaries of all the teams that made the improbable runs, and there's always an extra ingredient. There's always an extra person who elevates the roster. There's an extra coach. There's an extra fan sometimes who, like, everyone rallies behind. And I think the Brewers have found that this year, largely throughout the course of the regular season. And it's really cool to hear them all grow up. And, you know, I knew, obviously, that William Contreras had won a World Series.
Yeah.
But putting that in the context of, hey, if you guys make a deep run and you end up in a World Series, you got someone who's been there, who's experienced.
And one of obviously the emotional leaders of this
correct.
team.
I feel like he sets the tone in terms of how hard he works, how often he's on the field, what he's playing through. Like he's clearly, and it's credit to Matt Arnold and that crew for bringing him in and making him a cornerstone of the franchise now that has been largely one of the main ingredients the past 2 seasons.
The last 2 paragraphs are really going to fire you up.
Yeah.
And this is what fired me up. So stick with me through this. The last thing I want to speak about is our current season. Because he also talks about Bob, has a really touching, talking about Uke, which I think every Brewers fan is interested in. The last thing I want to speak about is our current season. You can't explain it, people will say. No one was picking us. We started so slow, yet we did what we did. 3 long winning streaks, most wins in Brewers history. It's historic. But I can actually think I can explain it. Okay, so there's this saying in football, soccer here, it goes, the ball is round. And what it means is the game is unpredictable. For example, say it's the offseason. Teams are making moves, huge trades, huge signings, sure. But here's the thing. It's only the offseason. Once the real season starts, once the ball starts bouncing, anything can happen. Most times it bounces in the favor of the big cities, the teams with the biggest investments, the biggest talent. But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes the ball bounces another way. You can't explain it. You can't predict it. Can't pay for it. You can only go out there and play. It's just a ball. You know what I'm saying? The ball is round. All right, so maybe I'm a man of a few words plus a few more. But I wanted to say these things for Brewers fans because the journey of this team has meant so much. This team, it's so special. And for the first time since I won a ring, I'm really feeling that feeling again. I'm really looking around our locker room, our ballpark, and it's that same unidad. It's funny. I still have a little regret years later for being rude to my agent about the trade. Milwaukee? Wow. What a wrong way to react. Now, I hope I spend my whole career here, and I hope to be on the first World Series winner in Brewers history. It'll happen. I bet. It's like Bob always said, no one better than you. Well, actually, Bob, probably some are better than me. I'm not the best. None of our group is. But if you're telling me another team is the best, man, I swear, I haven't seen them. No one is better than Milwaukee right now. No one is better than us. I ran. I got this pennant. I got the things that I was just talking about, the eye black, the wristbands for Joshy and I to celebrate and be a part of this today. But I also felt like I had to do it. I'm not really a jersey guy, Joshy.
Uh-oh.
I'm not. But I just felt, I read this and I'm like, I felt like I could run through a wall. So here we are. I'm a William Contreras guy. I always have been, always will be now. Had to go out and get a William Contreras jersey. That's what we're wearing today. That's what we're winning. No one better than Milwaukee right now. No one is better than us. Jason Wilde is coming up next.
You're listening to Brewers postseason coverage on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Presented by the Neurospine Center of Wisconsin on 94.5 ESPN.
We're looking pretty good across the area. Maybe a little bit of a heavy ride northbound on 41 from Mayfair Road up past Burleigh. Southbound slowing down from the county line down to about Good Hope Road. The rest of the system is rolling along just fine. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny skies, warm with a high of 86. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 65. Weather is brought to you by Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more. Easy and affordable apparel personalization with no minimums and fast turnaround. For all your printing needs, bigfrog.com/Mequon. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazga on 94.5 ESPN.
While the green and gold have been doing some off-roading,
That was poorly managed. Almost lost the game before they had a chance to tie.
It was like watching a slow-motion car crash in front of your face where I'm just looking at the clock. I'm like, oh, my God.
it's time for the Pack to get back into the fast lane. Get all your Packers bye-week coverage right here. 94.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S. And they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Imagine your home totally organized. At Closets by Design, we specialize in providing affordable, custom-built storage solutions with built-ins and beyond, from garages to new home offices. Our experienced designers work within your budget to design a solution fit perfectly to your needs. Get 40% off plus an additional 15% with 18-month financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to get started. Let's get organized together.
The holiday season is here, and businesses are hiring for all kinds of seasonal roles. From haunted corn maze staff to real bearded Santas, skilled, experienced workers are in high demand and hard to find. Whether you're hiring for one of these roles or any other role, the best way to find the perfect match for your role is on ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter's matching technology works fast to find top talent. No wonder it's the #1 rated hiring site based on G2. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/USL. That's ZipRecruiter.com/USL.
Paying extra for tire care is BS. You know, bad service. So at Midas, we're rolling out our BS-free tire guarantee, included with paid installation and tax on every purchase. You'll pay nothing for flat replacements, nada for flat repairs, and zilch for tire rotations every 5,000 miles. That's $0 for all that. So with this limited lifetime tire guarantee, you'll pay a whole lot of nothing compared to what the other guys charge for tire care. That's the BS-free tire guarantee, only at Midas.
Ready? Down! Put! All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brought to you by Exterior Pros. Ready to tackle your home improvement project this year? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. Visit extpros.com. Also brought to you by Lakeland Supply. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com.
He is our friend. He is our teammate. He is Jason Wilde. Joins us 3 times a week here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, Gabe. How are you?
I am doing great. For those who are watching on the YouTube stream, you can see it. Joshy also wearing it. We have our Brewers eye black on that I picked up for us. We have decked out the entire studio in Brewers garb. We're ready to go. We're ready for the playoffs to start tomorrow. Bring on the Cubs.
And you have eye black on because you're playing second base?
I mean, look, Jason, I went to the store. I went to the team store yesterday to pick up some stuff to help decorate the studio. Like, I've got this National League Central Division pennant that we've got sitting in front of the computers. And I saw it's eye black that has the Brewers logo on it. And I figured, hey, if we're going to do this, let's do this. Let's go all out. Let's throw on some eye black. Let's do the show.
Are there stains on the Robin Yount jersey?
Yeah, yep, definitely. Yeah, I've had that thing. I have had that Robin Yount jersey for I've had that since high school, so well over 20 years.
I'm pretty good at getting stains out. Have you tried? Because it's pretty prominent on the video.
We call it a patina. Gives a little age, a little authenticity.
Yeah, I don't know. That looks like a mustard stain. Probably had a little mustard with the hot dog.
Stadium secret sauce? Yeah, exactly.
Could be the stadium sauce. I am a stadium sauce guy. I didn't realize the stain was that prominent, Jason. But if text me later with your stain removal tips, and we'll see if we can get that out.
Yeah, when Mark Neitzel comes to fix my electricity, just have him bring the jersey with him, and I'll get that cleaned up.
Some barter system for us.
So I saw your tweet last night. You didn't have your eye black on yet, but you were obviously raring to go for Brewers Cubs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious. So there was a time a few weeks back on Sunday Karma where basically Craig wanted to go all Brewers all the time, so he said I could come on for my regular segment, but I had to talk Brewers, and I said, well, that's like I believe in experts, right? I trust experts,
Sure.
And I feel like I'm an expert on the Packers, but not on the Brewers, so I'd be just sort of faking it till I make it. What is yours and Josh's plan today of having me on when you wanted to go all Brewers all the time?
Well, but it said it in the tweet that it's all Brewers all the time except for your segment, Jason. Like people still need. We're in the middle of Packers season. Like we still need a little bit of Packers in here.
It's a bye week.
Sure, but
the bye week.
They're coming off of a very disappointing run into that bye week. So I think
I'm happy. I'm happy to discuss them while I'm watching you on my computer. And I got to say, with the clash of like 18, I'm a little disappointed you don't have like a Seattle Pilots jersey of some sort in the mix, but it's very distracting. But I can't. It's like Matt LaFleur said about the slow motion car crash. I don't want to watch, but I can't look away.
Yeah, all right. That's what we were going for here. That's what we were going for. Trying to, just get everybody hyped up, get all the different stuff that I've had collected over the years, and throw it up in the background of the studio. Make people excited about the Milwaukee Brewers, which, Jason, by the way, I think you would appreciate. I don't know if you heard us talking about it in the first segment. Please go read the William Contreras Players Tribune piece before your show today. That is my one Brewers request of you.
Well, I'll open that up now so I can stop looking at your wristband that you need to dab your sweat throughout the show with. So
and again, another little knickknack that I picked up for me and Joshy for the show today.
I respect it. It's ridiculous, but
Yep.
I respect it.
Yes, and that is the point. So, Jason, yesterday we were talking. By the way, we did get an answer on the question nobody knew an answer to. A friend of mine who pretty much through a chain of communication of somebody who knows an official who knows a friend of mine who knows a friend of mine. I got a text where the communication to the helmet stays on if the play clock is off. Anytime the play clock is off, the communication is on.
Well, then I feel better about suggesting that Matt LaFleur was in his ear saying, all right, we got to go. Let's go. Come on, we got to go. And them not really going. So, again, lots of blame to go around. But I would hasten to add that the quarterback does not get excluded from that list.
So we have spent a lot of time this week, I feel, from that Cowboys game on the offense, which, again, feels unfair, seeing as how they scored 40 points and put up 489 yards of offense. But the game ended how it ended, so that's where the focus goes. Why do you think the defense played as poorly as they did after looking as good as they did for the first 3 weeks?
In the words of Matt LaFleur, when I asked him about their lack of takeaways, that's a great question. Which, again, when he says that's a great question,
he's buying time.
Not because it's a great question. Yeah, he's playing four corners trying to find an answer, or more accurately in this instance, he doesn't have an answer, right? And I don't have an answer for you because that's the thing about that game more than anything else. And you're 1,000,000% right, as ridiculous as you look today. The idea that the defense played poorly, which is absolutely true, and you can say that statistically the Cowboys have a good offense, and they do. You can say that Dak Prescott played great, and he did. You can say that they did a really good job of neutralizing the pass rush by getting the ball out, even though Micah Parsons created a bunch of pressure anyway. He only got home the one time when Dak Prescott was actually running, which I was a little surprised that got credited as a 0-yard sack. But it was a huge play to keep the Packers from being down a touchdown instead of down a field goal. but it all was obscured by the way the game ended, and that was obviously with the offense on the field making mistakes. I thought, and I said this earlier in the week, and I even wrote about it, like, the one thing that I thought I knew about this team, it wasn't that, Jordan Love's going to be an MVP candidate. It wasn't that Romeo Dobbs was going to redeem himself after all the drama of last season. It wasn't any of those things. It was, this defense is really good. And what happened on Sunday night left me trying to figure out, was this just a blip on the radar screen, or did I once again, as I have been part of doing on Wilde and Tausch with other things, prematurely crowned a person or a group before they'd actually proven that they are who we thought they were or they seemed to be. And, we'll see. I look at their schedule coming up, and, again, it's dangerous to suggest that the future, because Lord knows the last two games have not gone the way I would have predicted they would have. But the Bengals, that's an opportunity to play at a high level defensively again. The Cardinals, I'm not sure what they are right now. I don't think the Cardinals know either. And then you got
the Cardinals haven't known what they are for like 5 years. Ever since they started 7-0, they haven't figured out what they are.
Yeah, there was a time when we all thought Kyler Murray was great. That turned out to not be true. Then they got the Steelers, and then they got the Carolina Panthers. Those are the next four they have on the schedule, right? And I just think that, the Cincinnati Bengals look like they couldn't score against Waukesha Catholic Memorial right now. So that should be an opportunity. But again, we went into that Dallas game, and Tausch said that, that this is a game where the Packers can put up a 40-burger, and the defense can really show how good they are. And instead, both teams put up 40 burgers, and we have this tie that felt like a loss.
Yeah, it was. And maybe I'm trying to figure out what this team is in terms of their youth, Jason, because I know, and we played it earlier this week from Colin Cowherd calling Matt LaFleur a chaperone. And when I asked Chewy,
pretty good line.
What do you, it wasn't bad. But when I asked Chewy, okay, what do you think of this team? Because he says they're not veterans, because Chewy kind of says you got to be on that second contract in order to be a veteran. But the problem with their youth, Jason, is it has so much experience. So is it just they're not veterans, they should just know better than some of the mistakes that they've made over the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, I mean, they've got the youngest opening day roster for the third consecutive year in the league. But Goody himself has said it, that they're young, but they're not inexperienced. And I think it is completely reasonable. In fact, it is the paradigm that Goody follows. And they're doing it again in the return game, although they kind of aborted that mission during the course of the Dallas game. But like Goody said, I will never forget this for as long as I live. They lose to the 49ers, but put up a valiant fight, are in position to go win the game, and Jordan throws that last interception, which was such a. I mean, again, he's had so many awesome moments, but on first down, with the amount of time they had, the type of throw he made, that was just really bad. And you look at it as, okay, how is that going to shape him in future years in clutch moments? Well, there's been some issues in clutch moments. Fair?
Yeah, I think that's fair.
But the whole idea, and I'll never forget Goody saying this, because I asked him, did the way this season played out, where you guys struggled in the first half and Jordan struggled, and then everything kind of came together in the second half, you win a playoff game, you have another team on the ropes in your next playoff game, did that, kind of prove that, in your mind, that your approach was right? That you take these young guys and you play them, and you live with the struggles, and then you come out on the other side. And he said, no, it didn't confirm that at all. I never doubted that for a second. I think it confirmed it for other people in the building. And so this is his philosophy, is that you get guys experience, you live through the growing pains, but the expectation is when you get to the point where the 2022 draft class is and the 2023 draft class is at this point, the expectation is you've got so much experience, you have to be better in those gotta have it crucial situations in games, and I don't think we have sufficient evidence to tell us that they've reached that point yet. And that's what leads me to wonder, as Chewy would, about, okay, are they not, like, do they need a few more veteran-type guys? Do they need those second contract guys that aren't necessarily from the outside, right? The free agent signings last year were not just, as I said to Goody in a question after last season, those weren't just home runs, those were grand slam home runs, right? Both Jacobs and McKinney.
Yep.
Right now, you're the one in all the baseball garb. What is the equivalent through 4 games and through training camp of Aaron Banks and I was going to say Roy Hobbs, Nate Hobbs.
I wish he was Roy Hobbs.
Well, again, the baseball theme, now it's encroaching into my subconscious. So, like, those guys, are they even base hits at this point?
No, I don't think you can. Because both have missed significant time, and you're hoping that time, doesn't seem as significant as the season goes on. But in the prism of the first 4 games, both have missed significant time. And in Hobbs, I don't know if he's miscast now as an outside guy. He seemed to be more the nickel, but they thought that he could play the outside because obviously they left Bullard on the inside. And I'm hoping that maybe as he gets healthier, he can look better on the outside. But obviously, whatever he was on Sunday was not good enough. And
yeah, unfortunately, neither was
Carrington. Yeah, neither was Carrington Valentine. And I've been the one, Jason. I know that. Yeah, I'm not that worried about the corners. I think the corners will be fine. And especially with Micah Parsons, they just have to be better. And I don't know if they were being put in positions to fail, because there were times, Jason, where, again, it was Joe Barry-esque. It's 3rd and 4, and you're playing 9 yards off, and they just run a quick out, and, okay, fresh set of downs. Like, what? And I'm hoping
I think we
it's
can
just
all agree we don't want to hear the phrase Joe Barry-esque out of your mouth again.
No, but it's not wrong, is it?
No, it's definitely right. I'm saying when Gabe Neitzel says that, knowing what an incredible affinity he has for the Joe Barry defense and the Joe Barry era, that things have not gone well, and it's completely fair.
But
and again,
I guess
that's
the reason,
the hard part.
Yeah, the reason I guess I'm hopeful, like that's the first time in a season plus 4 games that I've said that about a Jeff Hafley defense. And hopefully he can make the corrections necessary. Because there were times where guys were in positions to make plays. Edgerrin Cooper just probably played the worst game he has as a Packer. I mean, the missed tackles that he had, he was only credited for 3 on Pro Football Focus. It felt like a whole heck of a lot more than 3.
Yeah, and that's part of it too, right? Like, we always want to blame the coaches. Obviously, there were lots of people. Now, I still can't get over kind of the vitriol of the responses. I understand Twitter. That is what Twitter is. I get it. But still, it was even more than I would normally anticipate when I tweeted out LaFleur's answer about the slow motion car crash. Like the hatred for him. And I just don't, players have to be responsible. And you can't, I don't know how you look at that and think, oh, this is all on the coach. So when I look at the defense, you bring up missed tackles. Like, that's one of the things that they've been really good about.
Yeah, in the first 3 weeks.
Right. So if they tackle better, obviously the game looks differently. I mean, look, again, Carrington Valentine did not play well, but the worst thing he did was obviously allow Pickens not to catch that pass, but to spin around and run up the sideline for a touchdown. Like, that was such a critical play. And even if he's not going to break up the pass, if he's not going to intercept the pass, if he's going to catch the ball, he can't allow that to turn into what it turned into. And there was way too much of that last Sunday night.
Jason, we appreciate the time. Look forward to hearing what you have to say about the Packers, the Brewers, and everything. Wilde and Tausch starts at 9 a.m.
And stain removal. Yes. All right. Back to baseball,
Again,
boys.
Yeah.
Hey, Joshy, great segment, man.
You
really
got it,
good.
Chief.
Some of your best work. All right, guys. Take care. Be good.
Jason Wilde joins us 3 times a week here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We get back to the Brewers. Marty Ronski joining us in 10 minutes. But, hey, Milwaukee, Here's your Saturday, October 11th plan. From 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., you can join Mentality as they host a health fair at 2323 North Mayfair Road, Suite 104 in Wauwatosa. It's right across the street from Mayfair Mall. It's pretty easy to find. It's all about your health, our community, and giving back. You'll get a free cognitive test, the first FDA-approved brain health test of its kind, done in just 10 minutes, and lab testing is available with a donation. Plus, Mentality will have exciting giveaways, including game tickets, and best of all, this event supports Ignite the Spirit, helping Milwaukee's firefighters and their families. Mentality clinics are backed by science and delivered with care, giving men a discreet and reliable way to unlock peak performance. Low testosterone can be an issue. I have used them for years, and it is fantastic. Don't miss it. Mentality's Health Fair, Saturday, October 11th, 9 a.m. until 1 p.m. at 2323 North Mayfair Road in Wauwatosa. Come for your health and help support those who serve our city.
You're listening to Brewers postseason coverage on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Presented by the Neurospine Center of Wisconsin on 94.5 ESPN.
Still a quiet ride around the area, just a little bit tight northbound 41 from Mayfair Road up to Burleigh, southbound heading from the county line to about Good Hope Road. Otherwise, everything else looks good. And check the TMJ4 Storm King forecast today. Mostly sunny and warm, a high of 86. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 65. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms white milk, $3.99. 18 to 24.6 ounce selected varieties Vandy Camp's fish, $4.49. 9.5 to 10.75 ounce selected varieties Hostess mini donuts, $1.99. 16 to 24 ounce selected varieties Ragu pasta sauce, 2 for $5.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, wow, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
You need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
Penalty flags? Not here. Carbless is the clean play that every football fan can agree on. With 0 sugar, 0 carbs, and just 100 calories, you get all the flavor without the penalty. Whether you're tailgating outside the stadium, hosting a crew at home, or watching solo in your lucky jersey, Carbless brings premium cocktails right into the huddle. Made to be refreshingly delicious and game day ready, Carbless keeps fans cheering from kickoff to the final whistle. So this season, skip the sugar, skip the carbs, and make the winning call. Find your bliss with Carbless.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Do you like your pickles warm or cold?
Want my pickle a little warm.
Warm's good.
It's better than cold.
Cold
You
can
got
be
shrinkage.
good too.
Yeah, well, no,
Cold
shrinkage
can
gets
be good.
involved. It's not great.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Spaghetti-O,
Looking for localized banking solutions and a strategic partner? Fifth Third Bank has been shaping the future of businesses for 167 years. And for the last 15, right here in Milwaukee. We offer industry-specific expertise, local decision-making, and extensive experience to help navigate the ever-changing business landscape with your business in mind. At Fifth Third, we're big enough to provide sophisticated solutions and expert guidance, yet empowered to make local decisions and build strong community connections. Experience the commercial banking value that only Fifth Third can deliver. Fifth Third Bank, National Association, custom solutions built around your goals. Member FDIC. All Brewers all the time today on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Gabe and Joshy riding along with you. We're going to get to Marty Wronski in just a moment, but I do want to. I am excited and I am pumped, Josh. As you can see, we both have the eye black on that I purchased for us at the team store yesterday. Can't wait to see Marty react to see how ridiculous we look today. I think she's going to dig it. But here are the numbers for Freddie Peralta, who's going game one for the Brewers against the Cubs. Game one against the Cubs this year on May the 4th, 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs, 7 strikeouts, and a win. Game two, didn't pitch as well, still got the win. 5 innings, 2 hits, 3 runs, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Okay, 7:30 at home, that wasn't great. 4 innings, 5 hits, 5 runs. He took the loss, but he bounced back. In the last game he pitched on the road at the Cubs, 6 innings, 1 hit, no runs, 3 walks, 6 Ks. 3-1 against the Chicago Cubs this year is Freddie Peralta, who's had pretty much a career year.
Yeah, there's no one I trust more than Freddie Peralta right now on the Milwaukee Brewers. Giving him the opportunity to go against a squad that has been playing the past 3 days, I think is a great spot for Freddie Peralta. I have the utmost confidence in him to be able to have one of those vintage Freddie games, one of those games where it just seems like he's in complete command from start to finish of his outing. I couldn't be more excited that he's here and he's the guy that the Brewers have on the mound.
That we get to turn to. The Cubs are scrambling for pitching right now, and we get to turn and go, hey, Freddie, game one is yours. Go get him. Marty Wronski, there's a lot of cool stuff that's going to be happening around Brewers playoff baseball, not just here in Milwaukee for the home games, but here in Milwaukee for the road games as well. Marty reveals it all coming up next on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
You're listening to Brewers postseason coverage on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
At the wall, he jumps up, and he made the catch. Jackson Churio.
Presented by the Neurospine Center of Wisconsin on 94.5 ESPN.
If you're like me and you need organization in your life, I cannot recommend Closets by Design enough. Doug and his team in Mequon came out to my house, they checked out my closet, and they saw that I have too much stuff and not enough space for it all. So they came in and they reimagined the whole thing. And I got to tell you guys, it is gorgeous, but it is also practical. And now I have organization where before there was chaos and clutter. If that sounds like you or a spot in your house that you're thinking of right now, you need to reach out to my friends over at Closets by Design. Doug and his team are right there in southeastern Wisconsin. They will bring a personal, local touch, and there's a showroom in Mequon that you can visit to get inspiration if you need it. No obligation, in-home consultations, custom designs, and the best value in the business. If you're ready to get organized, call Closets by Design in Mequon and tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
The shot clock's winding down, and Saturn Lounge scores at the buzzer. When your marketing needs a slam dunk, our team drives the lane with creative strategy, branding, websites, video storytelling, and marketing campaigns that win. We run the full court press in every engagement, pushing the pace, finding that open shot, and delivering the highlight reel results. Our Saturn Lounge team ensures that your marketing content and campaigns dominate like a champion. Don't settle for a turnover or a missed shot or a wasted possession. Let Saturn Lounge run your marketing game plan now. To tell the world your story, visit SaturnLounge.com today.
Goldsmiths are essential to running a jewelry store.
Morning, guys. I'm just
Goldsmiths can repair jewelry, set diamonds, resize rings, and create beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces of custom jewelry.
Most jewelry stores do not have an in-house goldsmith.
But Kessler's has 18 wonderful goldsmiths working in our 9 Kessler stores.
The average Kessler's goldsmith has more than 15 years of full-time experience.
And that's not counting all the apprentice goldsmiths and jewelry designers.
Our goldsmiths repair repair a lot of jewelry that we did not sell.
Bring us your broken jewelry and we'll bring it back to life.
When you see a woman with an extremely attractive, very distinctive engagement ring,
You can safely assume that it's a custom-designed, one-of-a-kind ring made by the goldsmiths at Kessler's.
When your relationship is special, you need a special engagement ring.
if you want something that's breathtakingly one of a kind,
Come to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
It's a bird bash at Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to $50,000 cash in the Bird Bash game show. Just play with your rewards card this October for a chance to win. Wouldn't you like to rake in a huge pile of cash? Bird Bash, only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. More info at potawatomi.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6759. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6759. That's 800-575-6759. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Kevin Moret here for Mentality. Listen up, gentlemen. You're fighting an unfair battle. Studies show testosterone levels in men have plummeted by 25% in just 2 decades. That's why you're struggling with energy, muscle, and drive. But here's a game changer. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments boost testosterone by 30% on average. Imagine reclaiming the vitality your grandfathers had. Picture turning heads, dominating your career, and feeling unstoppable again. Don't settle for today's normal. Seize the day at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Big hurt.
I heard that's like, eh.
Ron and the Key Wagon say you guys should slow down before you take on a sponsor.
Here I am.
On 94.5 ESPN.
All Brewers all the time. It's the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Brewers playoff preview. So we welcome in friend of show, Marty Ronsky, Brewers COO, joining us to go over all the great things happening around Brewers postseason action. Good morning, Marty. What's going on?
Good morning, Gabe. What's going on? Nothing. Slept great last night.
Looks like we may. This is disappointing.
Yeah.
Getting looped back some audio here. So unfortunately, Marty, I loved it. We love that you're on video, and we got you to be on video. But we're gonna have to call you because we're having some technical issues. But I'm glad at least you got to see the ridiculousness of what I have done for today. And we can discuss that once we get Marty back on the phone. So excited to talk to Brewers COO Marty Ronsky because there's a lot of really good things that's going to be happening. And look, it's limited tickets right now available for games, for the first 2 games that are going to be at AmFam Field on Monday and, for Saturday and Monday. But then there's a lot of great things happening for road games, too, for Brewers fans to get together and be able to watch games as a group. And Marty's going to run down some of those great options for us as we get effort to reconnect with her. Again, some good postseason watch parties that are going to be happening. Just really looking forward to these games. And look, I am pumped. I am so excited for the 1 p.m. game. I'm going on Saturday. It's going to be a little bit of a late game, so make sure you drink your coffee on Monday night with the 8 p.m. Central start time. As we welcome back in Marty Ronsky, Brewers COO on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Sorry about that, Marty, but I'm glad we were able to get you over the phone.
No worries at all. Nothing can keep me away. I got it.
All right, so let's just start here. Brewers Cubs, your excitement level for that being the series that the Brewers get in the NLDS.
It's going to be incredible. I think the energy in both ballparks, frankly, is going to be absolutely unbelievable. this is what we live for. This is it. This is postseason baseball, my friend.
Yeah, I honestly I'm so pumped. I can't wait to be there. Monday is going to be a little late for everybody. 8 p.m. Central start time, but that energy is just going to be through the roof on Monday. But this series will turn down to Chicago as well. And from my understanding, there's some cool things happening if Brewers fans are going to be jumping on the train to go down to Chicago.
Yeah, so I heard you, and you're looking so good this morning, Gabe. Thank you so much. It's really very impressive. If I hadn't been on camera for a minute, I would tell you I'm dressed exactly the same way. But we are 1:08 Saturday.
Yep.
We are 8:08 Monday, as you said. I just want to get this out there. We've got lots 3.5 hours before game time.
Oh, perfect.
And then gates 2.5 hours before game time. So I'm going to put that out there. Then we're going to talk about the Brewers Express.
Okay.
So we need. I said this last week. Brewers fans in this house are guys. If you've been to these games before, it does not get louder or better, and we need our fans there. Using those I was going to say throwing those rally towels. What do you like whip them?
Yeah.
Fanning with those rally towels for our guys. Then
the first time, Marty, the first time I went to a playoff game that had the rally towels, I came home with like a light dusting of yellow on my shirt because people are just whipping them in a frenzy, and there's like little parts of them that are falling off. It was so awesome. I thought it was the coolest thing.
Yeah, it's like magic dust. There we go. It's a little yellow magic dust. That's what we've got. This is Magic Brew. I'm just going to go with this, Gabe. It's early. Okay. So then but we've got the Brewers Express. So the Hiawatha train, there's 2 stations for folks who don't know. It picks up downtown Milwaukee, and then it stops at the airport and then heads to Chicago. The Brewers on the 8th, Wednesday the 8th, for the first game down in Chicago, we are going to have a celebration going on every train car and at both of those stations. So folks that head down, we are so grateful for our Brewers fans who are traveling to cheer for us. We're going to have mascots at both stations. Like I said, the train cars are going to be decked out. And then if you can't jump on the Brewers Express to get yourself down to Chicago, we also at Davidson Park on Wednesday night will have a viewing party. So Davidson Park, it's free that night. Also at the Barrel Yard right at the ballpark, both Wednesday and Thursday. So back-to-back games, Wednesday and Thursday in Chicago, and then back to Milwaukee after that. And like you said earlier, Gabe, not to just take this all over, there are a few tickets that we released. So if folks haven't gotten a ticket yet, want to join us, please jump online or give a call to the box office. There were some releases now that we know who we're playing, who's coming in, and those kinds of things. We were able to release a few more tickets.
Yeah, brewers.com/postseason. Call 414-902-4000 and secure your tickets, because I'm telling you, you're going to want to be at the ballpark. You're going to want to be a part of the magic that is going to be happening at AmFam Field as we talk with Brewers COO Marty Wronski. Before we continue to look forward, in some of the notes that were sent over to me, this can't be right. How many people were at the pancake breakfast last Friday?
There were 10,000 people.
10,000 people, Marty?
Yeah. It was one of my, I know I chatted with you guys. I told you in the moment, like I couldn't have asked for anything better, and none of us could have. Our fans are so incredible. I guess there were some things, some schools were off, so we had a ton of kids. It was just one of those magical mornings, and I guess pancakes are as we thought, a Wisconsin thing. It was amazing.
10,000 people at the Pocket Pancake Breakfast, again, getting ready for Brewers postseason action. Did you have, I know you're busy. Again, you're planning all these things. You're getting ready for the contingencies, whatever, trying to figure out who the Brewers are playing yesterday as the Padres and Cubs were getting ready for Game 3. Did you get an opportunity yesterday afternoon to read William Contreras' essay in the Players Tribune?
I did. And wow. Right. I mean, that is such a beautiful piece. If folks haven't read it, find it. It is, it's on, I know we reposted it on the Brewers social media. Yeah. So if you follow us, you will have, be able to have access to what an incredible, incredible piece. The Brewers did not write that. We did not. We've gotten this question. Did you guys just write that? No, we did not. That is all William and his folks, and it was just so beautifully done. And I think it really sums it up and gives such a great perspective on what we've got going here, and just proves to all of us that every one of these guys is feeling it too. Every one of these guys understands. I love the little part about a ball is round. Like if you haven't read it, I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of parents out there and folks who are going to be using that for many years to come, right? It's one of those, this is where we get our parenting advice from, things like this. But so thank you, William. But it is really a fantastic piece. And, I think it summarizes how a lot of the guys feel.
Well, again, if you read it, you're going to feel like you are ready to run through a wall. And that's what I know you've been busy reading all the, doing all the other interviews this morning, Marty. But the jersey I am wearing today that you saw me wearing is a William Contreras jersey that I was inspired to go buy yesterday at the team store after reading this piece. Like I felt like I just felt so compelled. Like, nope, I need this. This is what I want to wear to game one. This is what we're doing. Because William, if you love Milwaukee the way that William Contreras does, Milwaukee's going to love you right back.
That's exactly right, and that's what our fans do. That's what our people do. And when I say this over and over, and everybody's like, "We got it, Marty." The players want the players notice the fans in-house, and that is us loving them and them loving us back. And that's what we do in Milwaukee. One of the things we do in Milwaukee that is so different than other places. It's not just about, showing up to show up. It's about sending that energy onto the field, and we're going to see what we can do with it.
Okay, so hit me with the times again for tomorrow and for Monday. When do parking lots open? When is the stadium opening up?
Okay, here we go. Tomorrow's game, 1:08. Don't ask. It's a TV thing. Okay, 1:08. And then Monday, 8:08. Okay, 30 minutes on each of those days, I am told, before game time, Murph, we will do the announcement of the players. People often ask that. So 30 minutes before game starts, be in your seats. We'll just do those announcements and all the fun stuff. Okay, parking lots, 3.5 hours before game time. Gates, 2.5 hours before game time.
Would you suggest, if you're going to the game, to purchase parking beforehand? Because I know I've seen some of that, especially for preferred parking, where it's like, hey, unless you've got a pass, you got to go to general parking now.
100%. You jump on right now. If you have game tickets and you don't have a parking pass, I know tons of people do already, jump on right now. Otherwise, consider, parking and walking or bringing one of the amazing shuttles over that are running our direction, or some other route. But it is going to, guys, this is going to be a crazy, amazingly full game. We are going to get people in those lots as fast as we can. The new parking, right, we can get people in really fast, but you got to have your parking ready to go, so we're not sold out on you. And so that, we get you in that parking lot to celebrate as fast as possible.
Marty, we certainly appreciate the time. Again, Josh pointed out, this is 3 weeks in a row now. Like, this is just a regular spot for you.
We got a thing going here, right? Even if we can't hear me, right? That I was thinking actually that maybe that was a ploy by Josh for me to just do hand gestures for this whole interview while you talk. I was just gonna do thumbs, or she talks too much. We'll just do thumbs up, big smiles, clap a little. I might have been able to make it happen, but no. But thank you so much for your support. We know the fans that you are reaching; they matter to us. You guys, we appreciate the support so much.
Talk to you next Friday.
Yeah, I literally cannot wait for tomorrow, 1:08, Marty. I'm sure that's the same for you. I'm jacked up. I'm excited. Thank you so much for jumping on.
Thanks. We're going to have so much fun. Take care, guys. Go Crew.
Marty Ronski, she is the Brewers' COO. Again, cool thing. If you are planning on going down to the game, Game 3, if you're going down to Game 3 in Chicago on the Hiawatha, make sure you get there. Check out the first 300 fans downtown. Get a breakfast bratwurst. They're going to have the crew on hand. They're going to have the mascots at different locations with the Barrelman and Bernie and all the racing sausages. So sending Brewers fans down to Chicago in style before Game 3 on October 8th. Let me tell you about something that I did almost 2 years ago, and you should be doing, especially if you've looked at the weather forecast. There is still plenty of good time here in the state of Wisconsin to get in some good golf. So what are you waiting for? Join a great place to play great golf, like Wisconsin Country Club, like I did a couple of years ago. I love the golf course. I love our practice facility, the driving range, a couple of different chipping areas, the putting green. I love being able to go out there, work on my game, play some great golf. But maybe you're also looking for a little bit more. Maybe you're looking for that pool for the kids. Great pool. Was getting rave reviews all summer long. Plus tennis, pickleball, no assessments, no food and beverage minimums. What are you waiting for? Check it out. WisconsinCountryClub.com. Wisconsin Country Club. It's just a fairway away.
You're listening to Brewers postseason coverage on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
To his left on the track is Lockridge. He's there. He makes the catch. Can you count to 14?
Presented by the Neurospine Center of Wisconsin on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got backups from 27th Street all the way through the stadium, interchange to Mitchell Boulevard on 94 westbound. And then beyond that, from west of Highway 100 all the way past Barker Road. So give yourself that extra time. We've got the eastbound side slowing down from 76th Street through the stadium interchange. Southbound 43 getting heavier from just south of Good Hope Road all the way down past Silver Spring. Northbound 41, a hefty ride before Mayfair Road, pretty much all the way up past Burleigh. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 86. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 65. Weather is brought to you by The Pickler in Menominee Falls. Try all 9 indoor courts with unlimited play for 15 days, just $30. Start your trial at thepickler.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
Hi, I'm Jim Frucci, Managing Partner and PGA Professional at Morningstar Golfers Club, and I'd like to personally invite you to play your next round of golf at Morningstar. Lush green fairways, velvet smooth greens, magnificent vistas from high above our championship golf course. Morningstar was created with the serious golfer in mind, and it continues to be the public course by which all other area public courses are measured. Book your tee time today and reserve a spot on our membership wait list. Come out and see what all of Southeast Wisconsin's been talking about. Hey, you've played the rest. Now play the best.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. Kyle Bruston Nortman. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
It's Friday, and that means it's time to check in with GKB President Craig Karmazin.
Has any market been as consistent where they only have one team than Wisconsin? We know Chicago hasn't been.
No.
Fridays with Mo.
Yeah, but until you win a championship, you can't really say that. And they've had one champion.
Chewy, we're going to just create an AI. The AI Chewy can just bring up championship. We don't even need Chewy.
They've had one championship.
What, it's going to be put like a hologram over there?
Yeah. Craig Karmazin on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Saturn Lounge, your partner for marketing strategy, creative content, and winning campaigns. From websites to video and everything marketing, visit SaturnLounge.com to tell the world your story.
Always excited to talk to Good Karma Brands founder, CEO Craig Karmazin each and every Friday. A couple of texts I do want to get to here on the Cardinals Talking text line first as Craig gets settled. First, Justin in Middleton wanted to know if Craig was going to be joining today because he wants to hear your Brewer takes.
Wow.
So he is here. And Alan saying, yes, I will read William Contreras' post. Hard for me to know what's real, what's not on the Facebook. Yeah, look, it is on the Players Tribune. Have you read William Contreras' piece on the Players Tribune?
No, but at the Rams 49ers game that I was at last night.
You were at that game?
They had a live trumpet player playing William Contreras' walk-up song.
Tommy Trumpets?
Yes, he was there. Tommy Trumpets was there with a jersey, a Rams jersey. He was playing William Contreras' walk-up song.
Wow.
Which I think was just in honor of the Brewers.
Yeah, probably, because, we're all excited for Brewers baseball here.
Yeah, being at a Rams game, it's kind of like being at an NFL Europe game. And not like old school NFL Europe, like actual games in Europe.
Yeah.
Where there's like people with like every jersey on, and when the team scores, everyone's cheering, so you don't really know what's going on. Like there's so many 49ers fans. The Rams have the best execution. It's like the coolest stadium and the coolest environment. So yeah, great game last night. Wild finish.
Yeah, it went into overtime. So again, thank you for flying from L.A. all the way to Milwaukee and still joining us this morning.
That's why I'm by the way, I'm wearing women's sweatpants.
Are you? Oh, you are wearing Ram sweatpants.
I had a red eye, and I didn't have something comfortable to sleep in.
Sure.
So I was walking through all of SoFi Stadium. There were men's double XL sweatpants, which I didn't think would be great.
Uh-huh.
And the only other sweatpants, because I want something to sleep in on the plane, were women's.
Yeah.
And so I went with a women's large.
Okay.
It's interesting. I guess women have really small feet, because, like, everything fit okay except, like, just trying to get it around my ankles. Maybe, I don't know if I have big feet or women. I don't know. I've never worn women's sweatpants before.
I have never worn women's sweatpants, so I don't know what the... If you would not have told me, I would have had no idea. I would never have known.
Yep.
Excitement level for Brewers Cubs.
Oh, my God. So excited. I think, and the reason I brought up the game last night is because there's such parallels. Because when the 49ers play the Rams, there are so many 49ers fans in the building.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it elevates things from the beginning in a positive way. I've said this a bunch of times about Bucs games when the Bulls were, more followed than they are now. I think the environment is just going to be so unparalleled. And I know, there's this concern of, Wrigley, North. That's not going to happen these days, right? The Brewers have such good fans. The Brewers, fans are as good, if not better, right? I mean, when you look at the population of the state of Wisconsin compared to the Chicago metropolitan area. So the Cubs fans will bring an environment. They will bring an edge, and it's going to be an incredible series.
Well, and
you're looking at an unbelievable pitching staff that the Brewers have.
Oh, yeah.
With depth, even with injuries. I mean, no team could have gotten through the injuries the Brewers have this year and come out of it unscathed. 9 guys on the IL within the first month of the year. And then you're looking at the Cubs, who have 6 of the best offensive 20 players in the National League. So, it is just, it's going to come down, in my opinion, it's going to be how good is the Brewers pitching versus how good is the Cubs offense.
Yeah,
that's the matchup.
I am really curious to see what the makeup of everything's going to be, because this game's been sold out for a week already, and we didn't know that the Cubs were coming to town until yesterday.
Yeah, the price almost doubled after we found out that the Cubs. I think standing room seats went from $120 to $200.
Yeah.
Once it was going to be the Cubs playing. So it certainly demand increased. Certainly brokers who had some tickets were aware of it. But there are going to be a lot of Brewers fans who were not going to give up their tickets.
Now, you and your daughter have you guys went to 10 games this year,
yes.
Correct? Because you were showing me the chart of wins and losses.
10, but she and I together have been to 10.
But what was the record was like 7-3, right? Because you guys went to the game on Sunday, which they won.
Nice closeout to close out the best record in team history.
So does she want to go to game 1 or 2? Are you guys going to game 1 or 2? I feel, again, with a record like that, she's got to go.
She's going to homecoming on Saturday, so she won't be there, but I will be there. And you think about Freddie going into this game.
I can't. Oh, I'm so excited.
Right? So Freddie led the league in wins,
mm-hmm.
and then he was top 5 in wins above replacement, in 6th in strikeouts, 5th in WHIP, and 4th in ERA. The guy,
he's a stud.
It's just unbelievable what he did across every pitching category. And so to have him going at home with a bullpen that is healthier than it's been in a little bit, right? I wouldn't call it healthy, but healthier than in a little bit. It's just so exciting. Last year there was no Christian Yelich,
mm-hmm.
right? Coming down the stretch of the season.
Yeah.
This year you could say the same about, you actually forget about some of the players Shelby Miller, he was a important reliever for this team at one point.
Yeah.
For there's so many different guys who've come and gone, but so many guys have just stepped up and replaced them. I think, the rosters don't need to be finalized till tomorrow morning.
Correct.
Which is really interesting that you don't know who's going to be on the team until tomorrow morning. So we find out then if Miz is on the roster, which it seems like he's going to be.
I would agree.
And I think that's another fascinating part, right? Because this guy could end up swinging the series. And right now, he's the guy who Brewers fans probably have the least feel for what's going to happen if he comes into the game.
No idea. Because when he came in as a reliever, the first batter he faced, he pitched well, got weak contact, got unlucky with an infield single, and then obviously that got to him, lost command of the strike zone. I have no idea what his role on this team is going to be, but as we saw with the Padres reliever, the other day against the Cubs. 103 plays in the playoffs.
Yeah,
when you throw that hard.
Well, and we saw Schlittler last night, right? As a rookie who's throwing 101 for the Yankees, just blow away a pretty weak Red Sox offense. Sorry, I know you like the Red Sox.
No
but
offense.
a few years ago, the Brewers came into the postseason, and it was one of these wild card situations, I know, but 2 different times, right? Once against the Dodgers, once against the Braves, where you looked up and down that lineup for the Brewers, and you were like, where are the hits going to come from? Like, you can't find the offense, right?
So this was going around Brewers Twitter earlier this week, just because, again, everything was off and happening. I got to find here it is. The Brewers lineup for Game 2 against the Dodgers from 2020.
Yep, that 2020 series, exactly.
So Avisail Garcia batted leadoff. Yelich was second. How do you feel about Jed Gurko batting third? Ryan Healy batting fourth.
What?
Orlando Arcia was fifth. Keston Hiura was sixth. Tyrone Taylor was seventh. Luis Urias was eighth, and then Jacob Nottingham was catching and batting ninth.
I remember that as being,
lineup was in the playoffs.
I remember that as being one of the worst lineups I've ever thought, but that is
so
incrementally worse than I could have if I had put down as a joke what I would have thought that lineup
Jed
would.
Gurko batting third. It's not good for anybody.
And that's my point. Every single player in this Brewers lineup, we can remember big moments from this year against quality pitching where these guys have come through. And that's why I don't think this is going to be... I mean, the Cubs gave up less runs per game than they have in the last 100 years in the postseason. That's how much they shut down the Padres in that last series. The Brewers know how to get runs across. They're not sitting back waiting for a Tatis or Machado or some big home run as the Padres did for a lot of the season. The Brewers are going to find a way to score runs because this team is so smart. Bryce Terang is going to get big hits. They are whoever is in the lineup, and we don't even know half the time, right?
Well, but that's the thing, Craig, because you mentioned like in that Brewers lineup, even 2 years ago, and I tell the story all the time, being at the game 2 against the Diamondbacks, it's late in the game, there's 2 outs, the Brewers are rallying, they get the bases loaded, and their cleanup hitter's coming up. The cleanup hitter was Mark Canha.
Yeah.
Okay, don't feel so great about that. But when you say you remember big moments for guys, it's not even just 1 through 9.
Right.
It's coming off the bench. You know big moments for Andrew Monasterio, for Jake Bowers, for Isaac Collins, Blake Perkins, whoever's in the lineup.
Every one of the guys.
It's deeper than just
right? Like,
it's just deeper than the 9 guys. It also extends to the bench, and that's exciting.
And so that's why this team does feel different. Everyone always keeps saying, God, it feels so different this year. And I think last year felt so good, and that's why I don't want to minimize what the 2024 Brewers did because they led from start to finish, which is so hard to do. We found out this year in baseball, right? How many teams led start to finish? None.
No.
Every single team this year who was in first place by 5.5 games gave up that lead, including the Chicago Cubs this year, right? The Cubs led the Brewers by 5.5 games at one point. So let's respect what the 2024 Brewers did, but that doesn't mean that this 2025 team isn't deeper and hasn't shown an ability to do things that not only has no Brewers team ever done, but no team in Major League Baseball did this year.
I feel great. I cannot wait for tomorrow, 108 at the ballpark. Craig, thanks for jumping on.
Postseason baseball is the greatest.
Best. It is so much fun.
Yep. Thanks,
Appreciate you jumping in. Lane Grindle, one of
the voices. By the way, did we give some love to the Saturn Lounge?
Yeah, and you're open.
Okay, good. I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
The guys.
They're part of your open.
Great to have a partner on board. You know, that's why I made sure to fly in from LA for the segment. Welcome to Saturn Lounge.
All right, go get some sleep. Lane Grindle joins us next.
You're listening to Brewers postseason coverage on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Presented by the Neurospine Center of Wisconsin on 94.5 ESPN.
We've got backups from 27th Street all the way through the stadium, interchange to Mitchell Boulevard on 94 westbound. And then beyond that, from west of Highway 100 all the way past Barker Road. So give yourself that extra time. We've got the eastbound side slowing down from 76th Street through the stadium interchange. Southbound 43 getting heavier from just south of Good Hope Road all the way down past Silver Spring. Northbound 41, a hefty ride before Mayfair Road, pretty much all the way up past Burleigh. Traffic is brought to you by the
absolutely.
Know how to minimize your
Maybe I'll
taxes,
take the
keep more
glasses
money
off.
in your pocket. Visit neilgroup.net to learn more. That's neilgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and warm, a high of 86. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 65.
I'm not
Weather
known
brought
for
to you by
that,
the
but
Pickler in
let's
Menominee
not start
Falls.
now.
Try all 9 indoor courts with unlimited play for 15 days, just $30. Start your trial at thepickler.com.
Fix
From
my
the
hat here.
WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Did you know Great Midwest Bank is celebrating 90 years of serving southeastern Wisconsin homeowners, 1935 to 2025. That's a long history of helping families right here in our community. And I've experienced it myself, not just with our mortgage, but with everyday banking, checking, savings, even 24/7 mobile banking. It is all so convenient, but still comes with that personal touch from real people who understand your real needs. That's why I trust Great Midwest Bank. Find a location at greatmidwestbank.com. That's greatmidwestbank.com, your simply local equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Craig Carmison on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy is brought to you by Saturn Lounge, your partner for marketing strategy, creative content, and winning campaigns. From websites to video and everything marketing, visit SaturnLounge.com to tell the world your story.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
Wisconsin sports fans, Brian Balaga here from my friends at Surfside. Football season is back, and we're bringing you your tailgate must-have. There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside to enjoy while you cheer on your home team. Made with real vodka and real brewed tea, Surfside is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar, and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. It's not a seltzer, it's Surfside. Ask for it at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Milwaukee College Prep, redefining what's educationally possible so more children can pursue their dream. Join me, Craig Karmazin, and Milwaukee College Prep Thursday, October 23rd at Venue 3 at the 3rd Street Market Hall and take a stand in closing the opportunity gap for Milwaukee scholars. Your support means quality education is accessible to over 2,000 scholars in Milwaukee. Enjoy food, drinks, and a chance to learn more. Purchase tickets at 2025 takeastand.givesmart.com. That's 2025 takeastand.givesmart.com.
The vibrant fall colors and cooler temperatures make for great days out on the golf course. The Island invites you to experience the best of fall golf with late season rounds at Sweetgrass or Sage Run. Fall golf rates run through the end of the 2025 season, with tee times starting at $75 and stay and play packages from $125. And submit your 2026 golf package request early to guaranteed choice dates. Plan your fall golf adventure today at islandresortgolf.com. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
There's 2 things she counts in the house. One of the pictures. What do you think the other one is?
Firearms.
Viagra.
On 94.5 ESPN.
It's our Brewers playoff preview here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Brewers, game 1 tomorrow against the Cubs. Check it out on 620 WTMJ, 108 first pitch. And our next guest is going to be a part of that call. One of the voices of the Brewers, Lane Grindle. What's going on, Lane?
What is going on? Great to be with you this morning.
What did you do with the week off, man?
A lot of yard work,
Okay.
a lot of dad stuff. Had a couple youth fall league baseball games that I was able to attend, which is always a bonus for me, and a few football practices, so all that good stuff. But I'm ready to get back into it now.
So we're going to start here before we get to Brewers Cubs. Did you read, I'm assuming you did, the William Contreras piece from yesterday?
I did. In fact, this morning I just read it to my son. And it's hard not to get a little choked up when you're reading it. I mean, it's so fun to see players that get it. And obviously William's a guy that gets it. He gets it in terms of what it means to this city, to this state, to this fan base. And beyond just like, hey, I want to go win for the boys. Like, you know, you can tell this group wants to do it for this place, for Bob Uecker, for a place that is longed for a World Series. since 1982, and long for a World Series winner for the history of this organization. So hopefully this is the year. We're about to get this journey started, but I just thought it was a tremendous piece from William, and it had me all sorts of fired up. I'm ready to start calling the game in like the next 10 minutes. Let's get this thing going.
Right? I'm ready to watch the game in the next 10 minutes, man. I'm decked out. We still have a day and a half before this thing officially gets underway at AmFam Field. And I know he kind of compared, his first year here and that clubhouse to the clubhouse now. And not that you need to do that, but as somebody who is around this team and has been around baseball as long as you have, everybody has said this just feels different. Can you describe what that difference is for you, for someone who's around it as often as you are?
Yeah, I think for me it feels similar to last year on many levels, because you have a lot of youth that has brought a ton of energy to the ballpark on a daily basis, but you have these veterans that really get it. I mean, I don't know that fans totally can appreciate, and it's not their fault. They're just not inside the walls of that clubhouse, can totally appreciate just the calming presence that Christian Yelich is on a day in, day out basis for these younger players, and how accessible he's been for them. And just by watching him kind of ride that wave with consistency and not being overly emotional. I mean, he just sets such a great example for these younger players. And there's been other guys that have come through here over the last couple of years that have been veterans that have helped with that too. Freddie Peralta and Brandon Woodruff are other great examples of that, of course, for the Brewers. But this just feels like last year's group in terms of its core. Another year older, another year wiser, and maybe another year hungrier after the way that last year ended. And so I think they heard the noise in the offseason that people were counting them out. I think they heard the noise when they were 0-4, and they heard the noise when they were 4 games under on May 17th. And they just stayed steady, kept pushing, kept fighting, and this is the result. The thing I think about this team, for me, that is so unique is that you can watch one at bat from almost any guy 1 through 9. And to me, that's going to look a lot like what the season looked like. It's just a group of guys that are going to compete their tails off. They're going to fight in every count, in every situation. You get them down 0-2, it doesn't mean that much. You blink and they've fouled a couple of pitches off, and all of a sudden it's a 3-ball, 2-strike count. They've seen 9 pitches. And maybe he gets you out, but he's going to make a mistake to the guy behind you. It's just ultimate team baseball. It's been so much fun to watch. And I think this team understands its recipe to win as good as any team I've ever been around. So I think when you have that kind of clarity on we have to do this to win, it is kind of a freeing thing, and you can be aggressive with it. And I think that's what this team is.
You mentioned Christian. How big is it to have him healthy, and not just healthy, but playing the way he is? I mean, I was one of the people who clearly wanted to get into 30 home runs. It's a nice round number.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it doesn't matter because he still had an incredible season, his best since when he was, in the running for MVPs. I don't know if he's going to bat leadoff. I don't know where he's going to be, but how big is it just to have that guy in the lineup for a postseason series?
I think it's really huge, Gabe. I think that we forget with Yelich. I mean, he's been around for all this success, right? 7 postseasons in 8 years. So 6 out of 7, with the 7th starting this year. And in those 6 years that the Brewers have played in the postseason, he's missed 2 of them. He missed the 2019 postseason, and he missed last year. And those were 2 of his 3 best years in a Brewers uniform. Last year, he was an all-star. He was on his way to probably winning a batting title before he had to tap out because of the back issue and have surgery. And so he was having a phenomenal season a year ago. 2019, I think you could have argued it was a more impressive season than his MVP season in 2018. So the Brewers haven't had him for a couple of postseasons, especially the ones where he's really been going good. So to have him available in this postseason, I think it's a big deal. I think it's a big deal on the field. I think it's a big deal in that clubhouse too. And I'm really excited to see what he can do, because remember in 2018, I mean, he hit a home run right out of the gate in Game 7 of that NLCS, and it felt like, oh man, here we go. This guy, I think, is ready to provide some big moments for the Brewers here this postseason. I really believe it.
Talking with Lane Grindle, one of the voices of the Brewers. Catch him, part of the call, 108 tomorrow afternoon on our sister station, 620 WTMJ. What's Trevor McGill's role this postseason?
That's a great question, and I don't know if I have an answer to it. I think it was really big. They were able to get him in on that Sunday game, game 162 against the Reds, and that he looked good. He looked sharp. I mean, the curveball looked great. The fastball command was good. Of course, the velo is down maybe a couple of miles per hour, but still plays at 98 with the
Oh,
way that
shucks,
he
it's not
throws. And
100.
if he can locate that can work. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's probably a tough call. I got a fly that's landing on my cheek here. It's probably a tough call for Pat Murphy to throw him into the ninth inning right out of the gate. But there will be spots for him. And as the postseason rolls along, it would not surprise me a bit if he's back in that ninth inning role. And then all of a sudden, wow, does that bullpen look a lot different if you've got McGill, Uribe, Koenig, the way he threw the ball all of September. That's a pretty good trio at the back of your bullpen. And don't forget, you have guys like Aaron Ashby and depending on what you can get from Miz, I mean, there's some options back there for the Brewers in that bullpen.
Well, it frees, to me, it frees up Murph of, it doesn't matter because you've got three guys who can close out the ninth inning. And a lot of times those last three outs can be so hard to get and it becomes a mental fight for a pitcher. But when you have somebody like Uribe, like Koenig, who have now, again, mostly Uribe, but we've seen him sometimes go in the eighth inning depending upon where the other team's at in their lineup. And McGill's an all-star. When you have that many guys who are used to high leverage situations, it just frees up your decision making.
Yeah, and I think you manage the postseason differently too, right? I mean, we saw that a little bit in that Cubs Padres series where Danny Palencia wasn't at the end of the game. He was in what Craig Counsell dubbed as, I think this is the most important part of the game. We got to get these outs, and so they brought him in some different spots, and I think you could see that with Pat Murphy and the Brewers too, depending on how the game goes. He's been willing to not just say it's rigid, you're the ninth inning guy no matter what. As you said, if there's a string of righties in the middle of the order coming up, sometimes the eighth inning has been Abner's inning. And if there's lefties, somewhere else, maybe coming up in the ninth, maybe that's Jared Koenig's inning. He's been willing to flip that around a little bit, especially once McGill was out. So I think creativity is your friend in the postseason. You're trying to cobble together 27 outs anyway, anyhow. And sometimes the most important outs, believe it or not, come in the sixth inning because there's two on and one out, and you got to try to find a way to get out of that. So that could be a spot for Trevor McGill too. I don't think that there's any real template or script. That's where the gut feeling from the manager comes into play a little bit more sometimes in these big moments because they are one-offs. It isn't, something where you're looking at a sample over 162 anymore. You're looking at this moment right here, right now. What makes us have the best chance to get out of this?
Is the third, whoever ends up being the third starting outfielder for game one, is that dependent upon who the Cubs ultimately announce as their starting pitcher? Because again, you can go a number of different ways. We know Frelick and Chourio are going to start. And then it's, okay, do you want the power bat of Bowers? Do you want the defense of Perkins and start him in center field? Do you want the overall consistency of Isaac Collins? I'm just giddy because there are options for this team. Because there have been times going into the postseason where it's like, well, yeah, we got 92 wins, and there's some really good players, but there's also some holes here. It's not even, there's not even holes. There's depth behind this and options that Murphy has off the bench.
Yeah, and every guy brings their own set of skills. I mean, with Blake, you have elite defense. And I think what's fun about this series is I think the Cubs are probably as good defensively up the middle as about any team in baseball, but so are the Brewers, especially when Perkins is in center. When you've got Ortiz and Terang and Perkins, there's not much better. And maybe the only other team you could talk about would be Swanson, Horner, and PCA. So these are two teams really, really strong up the middle defensively. And Blake is probably underappreciated defensively. That's hard to say because I think everybody understands he's great, but he makes so many plays on his feet that other center fielders are diving for or going into a slide for. I mean, I just don't think we even truly appreciate how elite he is defensively. So he's a great option. Of course, he gives you, the ability to hit from both sides. He had a great postseason last year, too. He swung the bat well in that series against the Mets in the two games that he got starts. Collins gives you that consistency, as you said. Also a guy that's a switch hitter, which, as you want to construct that lineup 1 through 9, gives you some options. So I don't know. I mean, Bowers gives you that pop, but do you like having that left-handed power off the bench in a pinch hit spot, too, where he's been pretty good in that spot? I think it all depends on who's starting and what Pat Murphy anticipates is going to be the Cubs' plan as well, because it might be that the Cubs start a Colin Ray on game one, but maybe it's not a long start, and maybe you're going to see a lot of their bullpen with Sunday being an off day and Monday being a late game. I mean, that gives whoever it is a chance to reset after game one, and so you might be able to be a little bit more aggressive with your bullpen in game one than you would otherwise be if there were 2 games in a row.
Is Jose Quintana going to presumably be the game 3 starter? Is he going to be healthy enough?
I would anticipate that's the case, but I don't know that for a fact. I also think if you're Pat Murphy, you're just going to get through these first 2 and see, right? You have a chance to regroup again with another off day as you travel to Chicago before game 3. So I think you get through these first 2, you kind of see where everything's at, and then you make a decision from there. But I would think, at least in the back of their minds or tentatively, that's probably what they're thinking is the option. You got the experience of Quintana. You got some lefties that are dangerous in that Cubs lineup too. I mean, Michael Busch is swinging the bat really well. PCA did not have a good first 2 games offensively in that series against the Padres, but he came alive yesterday. So obviously Kyle Tucker's another left-handed bat that worries you. So I think Jose Quintana certainly would be my favorite to get the ball in game 3, but I think you have to get through the first 2 games before you really decide that anyway.
Well, first 2 games right here in Milwaukee. Lane, thank you so much for the time. Looking forward to hearing you boys on the call. I think it's going to be a fun postseason ride, man. I cannot wait for 108 tomorrow.
I'm so excited for this. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be an unbelievably electric atmosphere, and man, just soak it all in. I mean, we shouldn't let this ever become routine. This is pretty special. It's a golden era for Brewers baseball, but let's make a run deep into October and hopefully into November.
Have a good call tomorrow, my friend. There we go. Use words.
Thank you, Gabe.
Lane Grindle joining us, one of the voices of the Brewers. Again, 108 tomorrow, WTMJ. Download the WTMJ app if you're going to be out and about as well to make sure you're listening to Brewers postseason baseball. You can taste what all the screaming is about this week when you stock up on all your Screamin' Sicilian favorites at Piggly Wiggly. Screamin' Pizza's on sale, 2 for $10 through the 7th. So stop in and try them all. Screamin' Sicilian Tavern style, the original buttery stone-fired crust, or the thin and crispy. So many different options just within the Screamin' Sicilian family. Each one, of course, loaded with toppings and flavor. You can't go wrong. Get your Screamin' Sicilian favorites at Piggly Wiggly right now, 2 for $10 while this deal lasts.
You're listening to Brewers postseason coverage on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Presented by the Neurospine Center of Wisconsin on 94.5 ESPN.
Things actually looking pretty good from the Marquette to the Zoo. Beyond the Zoo on westbound 94, that's where you start to see the delays from west of Highway 100 all the way to Barker Road. Northbound on 41 slowing from Mayfair Road up past Burleigh and again a little bit past Capitol Drive. Southbound's going to be pretty heavy from the county line all the way to Good Hope Road. Traffic is brought to you by Morningstar Golfers Club. Tee it up at Morningstar Golfers Club. Championship greens, breathtaking views, and a golf experience you won't forget. Book your tee time today at golfthestar.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny and warm, high of 86. Tonight, mostly clear, a low of 65. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
If you're looking for playoff level energy, a cozy cup of fall, and a place where the action never stops, there's only one place to be this season. Hey, it's Jen Latta, and joining me today is Sarah Neubauer from Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Sarah, let's kick it off with the Potawatomi Sportsbook, a hot spot right now, especially with the baseball playoffs.
The excitement is unreal. The Sportsbook is electric every day with nonstop sports action. And right now, the entire city and state is cheering for our team. And we've got a massive 2,100 square foot screen so you won't miss a single pitch.
It really is the ultimate viewing experience, and it's not just baseball fans who are welcome, right?
Not at all. We've got all the college football and NFL games. UFC fights and basketball is starting soon too. Plus, if you're headed to the stadium, we've got you covered with free parking and a free shuttle to and from the game.
This sounds like the perfect way to spend a day. And if you're looking for the perfect way to start your day, Potawatomi also has everything you need.
We sure do. Cream City Coffee Company, located right off the Skywalk next to the sportsbook betting kiosks, just launched its fall menu, and it's packed with seasonal favorites. For drinks, we've got the pumpkin spice latte, a pumpkin spice frappe, pumpkin spice white hot chocolate, a refreshing pear cider refresher, and the caramel apple spice cider. And on the pastry side, you'll find everything from pumpkin muffins and pumpkin bread to apple cider donuts, pumpkin pie, crumb bars, apple turnovers, and even a sausage gravy Danish.
Everything is so fall. I love it. So grab your coffee, place a bet, and you're all set. Where can everyone go to learn more?
Potawatomi.com.
That's Potawatomi, Potawatomi.com.
Hey, it's ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here, and the Pickler Menominee Falls is now open. Your home for pickleball. 9 premium indoor courts with unlimited play, leagues, tournaments, and clinics, all included in your membership. And right now, if you're not ready to commit to a full membership, you can try it all with their special trial offer. 30 days for $30. That's 1 full month of unlimited play, leagues, and clinics for only $30. Check it out at thepickler.com. That's PICKLR.com.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Pitch to him. Fly ball deep right. It's going to win the game. Abreu's going back and watching it sail. It's a grand slam. Oh, my goodness. Christian Yelich. Swing and a miss. He gassed him up. He blew him away. 102 miles an hour.
Breaking ball. Hit high. Hit deep. Left center. Bye-bye baseball. The legend of Andrew Vaughn keeps growing. A grand slam. You have got to be kidding me. Flair, shallow center, base hit. Marte's being set. Here's the throw from Perkins. It is going to be in time. Game over. Blake Perkins says goodnight. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Would you like fries with that? 12 in a row for the Crew. Fly ball left field. Back and gone again for Yelly. The Brewers lead it 9-8 in a game that should be played in the upside down.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamora. Here's Jen Latta.
Stomp your feet, clap your hands. You're part of the team sitting in the stands. Come see what's brewing.
I hope you have Brewers fever, because this is the place for you. Our Brewers playoff preview edition. As I was walking in this morning, I'm walking into the office. There is a janitor pushing a big box of, like, he's got a bunch of cardboard in there to recycle that he's got to take out. And in the walk from the door that's locked to where he was going, pretty close to where our office door is, we talked about the Brewers. He saw I was wearing a Brewers shirt. He just couldn't. Hey, oh, man, that Cubs series is going to be tough. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, though. A lot of fun. And I feel like it's worth noting again, if you're one of those Brewers fans, such as myself, who cannot wait to boo Craig Counsell again tomorrow. Marty Ronski, Brewers COO, joined us earlier today. They announced the players about a half hour before game time. So make sure around 12:38 tomorrow, you are sitting in your seats if you want to boo Craig Counsell. I feel like that's, PSA, get that out of here. Now, we have been having a lot of fun, myself and Joshy. We both have eye black on that I got yesterday at the team store. I bought this William Contreras jersey yesterday because I was so fired up after reading his Players Tribune piece. We're fired up. We're looking forward to this game. So if you're somebody like Stacy on the Talk and Text line, this is not the place for you. Stacy hits us up on the Carlos Talk and Text line, 800-990-3776. Gabe, good morning. Please, you're going a little overboard. No one's better. Scrap the G-Web and season-high wins. The Crew haven't played a game / yet a series. They'll most likely lay an egg to Counsell. Y'all not fair, man. All positives for the Crew. Where are the negatives of this team? This tends to lead to some bad luck, man. Look, I am wearing eye black, all right? Joshy and I wearing eye black. Check us out. We're right now, youtube.com/ESPN Milwaukee. That is where we're at if you want to check that out. We look ridiculous. And I'm willing to look ridiculous for this team. I believe in this team. If you want to be, I understand being nervous about this.
Mm-hmm.
I get the nerves about it because there's a lot on the line, right? You win this series and we get to hold it over Cubs fans. We lose, it's going to be a tough offseason. And it's possible that the Brewers lose this opening series in the division. It's possible. It's baseball. Weird things can happen over the course of a 5-game series. So I understand being nervous about it. But they'll most likely lay an egg to Counsell. If that's the type of fan you are, this ain't the place. This ain't the show for you today.
Yeah, I described it yesterday. I'm nervous.
I think that's completely reasonable.
There's a lot of angst here. As you mentioned, specifically, the Craig Counsell Chicago Cubs factor of it adds a little notch of extra nervousness because of how it would feel to not end up on top. But today is a day to rejoice, to celebrate, to be excited, to have the anticipation. And I don't think a case of bubble guts is even necessarily a bad situation here. This is the real deal. And I don't like dismissing the franchise record in wins or the 14-game win streak because it happened, because it's part of the team. It's not like that disappears. All those same guys are going to be out there. The same team that made us all believe to a degree we really have never before, is the team that's going to be on the field at 1:08 p.m. tomorrow at AmFam Field. All that stuff still exists. You can be nervous, but they'll most likely lay an egg. You're giving up.
Yeah.
You've already tapped out. We haven't even started.
Yeah.
I understand the context of the recent Brewers and the exit of the wild card. Guess what? We're made it past then.
Yeah, we're past the wild card.
Because you could drop a game and look bad and still win 3 more.
Yep.
It's not the same. It's not the same case as it was in the wild card anymore. The Brewers have a better chance than they've had before to advance to the NLCS and advance even further, because when you win 97 games, you get the first overall seed, you get a home field advantage, you are one of the best teams going, and you should expect we are going to make a World Series.
I couldn't have said it better. I mean, this is the first time the Brewers are in the CS, since 2021 when they lost to the Braves. It was the first time that they've been here since then. And they've got a great opportunity. I wanted to avoid that wild card series so bad just because, again, weird things can happen. Look no further than that Padres-Cubs game last night. If you were watching it, the Padres got a bad break on what looked to be a low strike 3 call on a 3-2 pitch. And the next 2 guys got hit. And instead of having bases loaded, they only got runners on first and second. So, and weird things happen over the course of a 3-game series. Yeah, 5-game series, not ideal, better than a 3-game series.
Sure
and
is.
now the Brewers are there. They won 97 games. That's not a fluke.
Nope.
You don't win 97 accidentally. And that's why I'm excited about this. Now, again, there have been teams that have won 100-plus games that have lost in the round the Brewers are about to play in. So I recognize that nothing is given. But I just cannot wait to see where the journey takes us. And I'm not going to wave a white flag the way Stacy is in the talk and text line before a pitch is thrown in this series.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be on the edge of my seat. I'm going to be incredibly nervous. I'm going to gnaw on my fingernails in close situations. But I'm not going to waste time now worrying about all the things that could go wrong or all the things you think might hold the Brewers back. There's no time for that. It's too late.
No.
Can't do anything about it now. Enjoy the ride.
Tucker points out on the Carbless Talk and text line, love this note. Know what happened the last time the Brewers had almost a week off? That was All-Star Week. They swept the Dodgers at L.A. and then took 2 of 3 from the Mariners in Seattle. Let's go. The ball is round. I feel the ball is round thing could take off here from the William Contreras piece as well.
The ball is round and the no one better than us. That needs to be their mantra as they move forward, because the other thing about the 5-game series is the way the Brewers play baseball, the more you see them, the more you don't want to see them for opposing teams.
Yeah.
Because they're going to grind you down to every at-bat. They're going to squeeze every inch out of what they have, and that's going to wear on teams. It's going to get under their skin. It's going to affect results, and that's exactly why I'm so excited to watch this while also being incredibly nervous at the same damn time.
And again, here's the beautiful part. You don't get to the best record in baseball without some good things happening. Like, I don't know, the best road record in baseball.
Yep.
So it's not like, oh, well, they're not very good. No, they're the best team on the road in all of baseball. So even if they split these opening 2 games at AmFam Field, they got a really good road record.
Just go win that one.
Yeah, I'm this team, they just have depth. They have a lot of options in that bullpen. Again, going back to 97, it just doesn't happen by accident. You have to be a really good team. And when William Contreras, as you mentioned, says no one better than Milwaukee right now, no one better than us to close out his Players Tribune piece, that has been true over the course of 162 games. No one was better than the Milwaukee Brewers over the course of 162 games this season. And I can't wait to see them have that type of confidence going into the postseason series. Again, it doesn't guarantee you anything, but it puts you in a really good spot. Can't wait for game 1 tomorrow. We preview that. We wrap it all up coming up next. But guys, I'm telling you, if you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center is the only place to go for the ring. They're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. It's what I did. So if you have an idea, even if you don't have an idea, just go browse the online inventory, shoptjc.com. Stop in Greenfield, Brookfield, or in Burlington. If you don't have an idea, maybe check out her Pinterest page. Maybe she's got something posted over there. And if she does, bring those ideas in. And the helpful team at the Jewelry Center, they're always going to point you in the right direction. Lab-grown diamonds, naturally mined diamonds, whatever you're in the market for, the Jewelry Center has you covered. Take a look, shoptjc.com. And when you head to the Jewelry Center, tell them that Gabe and Chew sent you.
You're listening to Brewers postseason coverage on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
The wall, he jumps up, and he made the catch. Jackson Churio.
Presented by the Neurospine Center of Wisconsin on 94.5 ESPN.
But I want to tell you guys about my friends over at Potawatomi Casino, because Potawatomi is transitioning to October just like everybody else. And when they do October, they do October. You can play Bird Bash. That's the new game show for $50,000 in cash. Play with your Potawatomi rewards card. Prize drawings are on Thursdays, plus your play earns you a shot at the $300,000 December season finale. This game is called Bird Bash. It's only available at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. For more details, visit paysbig.com/Bird Bash.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check Kirk Herbstreit's pregame analysis first, before talking to your brother-in-law.
In this game, the key thing to watch will be the offensive line versus their front seven. If they can get pressure without blitzing, this could be a long night.
Okay, Kirk.
I know stuff.
Ooh, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S. And they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Kevin Moret here from Mentality. Life's a relentless competition, and you might be losing without even knowing it. With testosterone levels plummeting 25% in just 2 decades, you're likely operating at a fraction of your potential. Your kids sense it when you're too exhausted for playtime. Your wife notices when that spark fades. Here's the harsh truth. Without addressing low T, nothing works. Diets fail, workouts fall flat, but there's hope. Mentality's FDA-approved treatment restores testosterone by an average of 30%. Don't let low T rob you of life's precious moments. Start at mentalityhealth.com/radio.
Turn your driveway into the basketball court of your dreams with Precision Sports, Southeastern Wisconsin's dealer for Mega Slam, Ironclad, and Dominator hoop systems. From installation to customizable painted court lines, Precision Sports is a slam dunk. PrecisionSportsOnline.com.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Customizable just for you. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
But she doesn't know. Every now and then I got the blammer coming up and I'll let you use my tractor for 2 of the blue things. Which I think's a pretty good deal, which gets me in trouble.
You got a Viagra ring?
Yeah.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, ESPN Milwaukee listeners, Josh DiMaggio here from my friends at Wanna Parlay, my favorite daily fantasy sports app with the absolute largest payouts on parlays. You've heard me talk about them before, but with the football season here, it's time to play. This Sunday, I'm looking at Alec Iomanner over 38.5 receiving yards. The Patriots to cover 7.5 against the Bills. Jamison Williams to score a touchdown, and Jalen Waddle to have over 5.5 receptions. Here's what you should do. Download the Wanna Parlay app, click around, and when you decide to upload money to play and get into the action, use promo code JGC for a 100% deposit match for up to $250. That's promo code JGC for a 100% deposit match. Let's play the world's richest parlay today. You must be 18 years old to play. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER today.
I put together a little parlay last night. Didn't work for me on one. It did not work out. I decided to bet against Cam Schlittler, the starting pitcher for the Yankees. It was a mistake. He shoved.
Yeah. He had a good day.
He had a good day. So that was a mistake on my part. Our Brewers playoff preview, Gabe Neitzel, Josh DiMaggio. We are excited for Brewers tomorrow, 1:08 inside of American Family Field. A couple of texts I want to get to here on the Carb Blues Talk and text line, 800-990-3776 before we get out of here. Terry points out, Crew's better chance in the 5-game series. It's a completely different Milwaukee team. Compare the lineup from last season. And it is. Again, you have Christian Yelich. Yes, you lost Willie Adames, but I feel like they've been able to replace that. I feel so good top to bottom because even there is a really good chance that tomorrow, the Platinum Glove winner from a year ago, the light-hitting second baseman from a year ago, Bryce Terang, is batting third, and it makes all of the sense in the world because of how much he has grown. Last year, when Sal Frelick hit a home run in Game 3, it was so shocking because he hit only 2 during the regular season. He's up to double digits. The youth that they had from a year ago, they've gotten better than they were last year. So even though, yes, you lost some things from last season, this team is just so much better lineup-wise than it was even a year ago. And I loved that lineup from a year ago. I thought it was pretty good, and they've gotten even better. And this, Chris asks, hey, Gabe, what's the over-under on how many bases-loaded plate appearances Joey Ortiz gets versus the Cubs? Seem to happen every other game during the regular season. Yeah, and that's why Christian Yelich, I think, is going to end up batting leadoff. Not because he's going to get to start the game in the bottom of the first with the first at-bat for the Brewers tomorrow, But because when the Brewers offense is rolling and at its best, that bottom of the lineup is getting on base. They rolled out a lineup late in the season that had Andrew Vaughn and Jake Bauers hitting 7th and 8th ahead of Joey Ortiz. Like, they have guys that can get on base. Sal Frelick's going to be down in that bottom part, and Christian's still going to get those opportunities to drive in runs. And I love the fact that Murph is going, okay, our bottom of the lineup gets on a ton. Yelly comes through in those situations. Let's bat him leadoff because we've got guys like William Contreras, like Bryce Terang, who can still occupy the middle of the lineup, and you still have a well-rounded, complete lineup.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see Christian Yelich looking the way he has with the health he has right now. That to me, it's been so disappointing because we've had to experience the playoffs without Christian Yelich, and now having him around is so exciting. I'm so excited also to watch Bryce Terang, who I think is going to have a tremendous postseason. I just think
he just feels like he's built for it.
It feels like he's built for it. He's the type of guy that I just expect to show up every single day and put out one of the best performances on the team. So there's just so much in terms of the Brewers lineup that has me with the utmost expectations and the highest excitement level, because those guys have all performed, and as you were saying earlier, they've all elevated their game in such a real way that I don't think if the Brewers brass, Matt Arnold and them, would have anticipated them to be as good as they've been. Obviously, they bought on them.
Yeah.
And they believed in them. But Bryce Terang, the year he had, that to me is just so exciting, and I want him around here a very long time.
Well, and Jackson Chourio, who kind of scuffled toward the end of the season. He came back from his injury. He started off hot up in Toronto and kind of scuffled for that last month. He's another guy that, with what he did in the playoffs last year, I feel like he's going to rise to the occasion. He's someone who's going to raise his game in the playoffs because that's exactly what he did last year.
Yes.
And instead of he's still 21.
He's also the
type 21 years old.
He's also the type of player and talent that I'm zero worried about because it might be one at bat and then he's on a tear and he's a difference maker in multiple games. Like his level and his ability and just the way he plays baseball is the type of game he has that can just turn a series single-handedly.
And we've talked about this with the Packers, but even though they were a young team, there is already so much postseason experience. We mentioned William Contreras, not just with the Brewers. He won a World Series with the Braves, even though he's still a relatively young player. Obviously, Yelly has postseason experience. All these guys got playoff experience last year. I mean, so right now, in terms of who I'm expecting to be in that lineup, so Caleb Durbin doesn't have any postseason experience. Isaac Collins doesn't, and Andrew Vaughn doesn't. That's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Speaking of Andrew Vaughn, I don't know if any situation he's the flattest guy in terms of, I don't see moments getting too big for him.
No,
he's not a too high or too low guy. He is even keeled. He
is the perfect player for Chewy.
Yes, he is. He is the poster boy.
For the Chewy, don't get high, don't get too high, don't get too low. The man rarely shows any emotions.
Yeah, I mean, he was on one of the most incredible tears we've seen in recent memory for a Brewers player, and he'd come back after hitting another big home run or having a double and then ending up scoring, and he barely smirked. He's just another day at the office.
Well, he was doing media tours.
Yes.
And he was the most boring person ever.
The most.
Because he's just even keeled. But you have the other emotional leaders. It just feels like such a complete team. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. 108 tomorrow. Hopefully, I know some fans have been wringing their hands already of I hope we don't all sell our tickets. I mean, I guess if you do, you do. But I want to be there with all the other Brewers fans. This thing was sold out a week ago. It was so hard for if you didn't have a pre-sale code, it was hard for regular fans to get their hands on tickets. It is going to be packed with Brewer fans tomorrow. I cannot wait. Do want to shout out big special thanks to our friends at Neurospine Center of Wisconsin for presenting our Brewers postseason coverage. Our Brewers coverage here on 94.5 ESPN also brought to you by Annex Wealth Management, Boucher Automotive, Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Go Brewers! 108 tomorrow. Nobody better than us.